Today we have with us Kara Pickens, also known as Dr. Pickens. She teaches junior and senior English. Most of you probably have her if you're watching this. And we're just going to ask her a few things about herself. So you can just start off telling us about yourself.
Well, I am originally from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And then I went to college in Philadelphia for my undergraduate degree. And then I eventually went to Scotland to work on my master's and my doctorate. And my doctorate is in Victorian British literature, and it has to do with how Victorian women were reinterpreting biblical symbols in their life and their work. And while in Scotland, I met my husband, who is from Indiana, so that's kind of weird. And we kind of liked each other a lot, and so we got married, and then I moved to Indiana, so that's how I ended up here. And we currently have 2 kids. One is Hazel, and she is 4 years old, and one is Iris, and she just turned 1 this past weekend.
That's awesome. Why did you transfer from West Washington to Valley? Whatever you can tell us.
Well, I taught at West Washington for 7.5 years, and I really loved teaching there, and I loved my students there. But this past spring, Mr. Nykum actually sent me an email at West Washington and told me about the position that was open here, and he sold me on coming to Springs Valley. He really talked up all the improvements that are happening here at Springs Valley and the really strong focus that he has on education here at the school and wanting to make those changes, and especially starting with the English department and making sure that the English department here is really strong. And I just wanted to be part of something like that. I also felt as if I had helped West Washington improve a lot in their English program, but I was at a point that I wanted to grow in different ways and improve in different ways, and it seemed as if coming to Springs Valley, I'd be at a place that I could continue to grow and learn from the other teachers here.
Yeah, Mr. Nykum is a very convincing person on anything you talk to him with, so that makes a lot of sense. What inspired you to become a teacher in the first place?
Well, I guess my mom was a teacher, and every teacher I had told me I should be a teacher, so that's part of it. But I guess when I started teaching, I just loved it. One of the reasons I love it is because I really want the students in my community to be successful and have the tools to be successful and to have good teachers and strong schools, and so I want to be part of that. Mm-hmm. And I also I find helping students improve to be really fulfilling, and watching them improve over the course of the year. I also like about teaching that every year is kind of new and it can be different. And I'm someone that can kind of get bored easily, and I like new challenges, but every year is a new challenge. And I can do things a little bit different each year as a teacher, and I enjoy that aspect of it.
That's a good reason to be a teacher. As a college level teacher, because you teach harder classes, do you find your classes challenging, and do you inspire people to even try them? Because they're harder, but how do you promote them?
Well, I guess I'll start with this. When I started at West Washington, there were 10 students that took the dual credit classes, and then we started an AP program, and the school had never had anyone pass an AP test. And by the time I finished, I was the first teacher to have students pass that test, and by the time I finished, there were, I think, 35 seniors taking the class, and then 35 juniors taking the class. So that really improved over the course of time. I don't view the class as something that needs to be hard just for the sake of being hard. I want it to be challenging because I want it to foster critical thinking. And I don't think that necessarily means lots and lots of work. I don't want to have busy work in my classes. I want things that instead foster critical thinking. And I think one of the reasons, at least in my past experience, that more and more students started taking my class is that I provided students with tools to be successful and to grow in their skills and to be able to do those assignments, and didn't just give them hard assignments because this is a college level class, because I think students need to be given tools to be successful.
Tell us the most interesting thing about your teacher life.
My teacher life? Well, to be honest, teacher lives aren't that exciting. But I guess one of the things in the last year, I got to help work on an education app with the Library of Congress and Indiana University. And that app has won national awards for one of the best new apps last year. So that was kind of exciting. And it's a cool app. I'm really proud of my work with it. And I'm also part of a team of teachers, and they're called the Digital Rock Stars. I did not come up with that name, and it's kind of embarrassing. I am not a rock star. But it's a team of teachers that help to write curriculum for the Indiana Department of Education, and I've really enjoyed my work there. And I learn a lot from the teachers there, and I get to share my work with them, and that's exciting.
So your app, is it for students or is it for?
Yes, it's for students. It's called Engaging Congress, which I know the name doesn't sound that exciting. But last year, the team that I worked with let my students play it on a set of iPads, and they loved it. They were like, "Why can't every class be like this?" They thought it was really cool.
Like,
yeah,
for
and
anyone?
yeah, and you can look on it. It's on your Chrome. Yeah, it's called Engaging Congress, and it's kind of cool. I mean, as far as educational apps go, it's cool.
Okay, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully more people know who you are now.
All right, thank you so much.